Good evening, I'm Joe Vigil. It's more than a month since a federal report revealed a system of abuse and mistrust within the Alaska National Guard. Before that report was released, there were claims made regarding sex abuse. Then investigators discovered things were much worse. Tonight, Emily Carlson takes a look at those new allegations being made against Alaska National Guard Command. Emily.
Well, Joe, you've heard the stories of alleged sexual assault victims within the Alaska National Guard. Well, tonight you're taking a look into claims of fraud and forgery within the ranks. Lieutenant Colonel Linda Dunegan's first love is her children. A close second is her love for the Alaska National Guard.
The core value of the Air Force is integrity first, service before self, excellent in all we do.
Dunegan was one of the highest ranking female officers in the Air National Guard. It was a 27-year career in which she took great pride until March of 2009.
I'm very alarmed, and we were not doing our best.
In 2009, Dunegan was assigned to the 176th Medical Group. Her job was to audit the Health Service Inspection Report.
If we're not physically fit, or we don't have the right equipment, or we're not doing things properly, people's life in danger.
Dunegan noticed something suspicious about the reports right away. In 2009, the unit scored perfectly in nearly every category.
Readiness was 100, 100, 100, 100.
But just a year later,
how do you go from all perfect score when you're making correction to 64?
A failing score in aerospace medicine, which measures how physically and emotionally fit pilots are for battle.
It means we're not equipped to train our own people and they could go to war. That should have alarmed somebody.
She says she brought it up to her commanding officer.
64 would be critical, not major, critical. It's like the program is broken, sir. We cannot fly the plane. No one heeded my warning.
Dunegan says she warned the chain of command of mistakes, inconsistencies, and concerns. These reports were read and signed by her superior officers, but somehow they disappeared from the final health service inspection in 2012. In 2012, it said that they were ready to go to war.
Yes.
Were they ready to go to war?
Not in my professional opinion.
For their part, General Timothy O'Brien of the Alaska Air National Guard, who just came into command this year, says he reviewed the allegations, and of the 11 Dunegan brought forward, only one was substantiated. He says a lieutenant colonel let 2 enlisted officers use his access card and sign his name on official forms.
In that particular case, that's the closest thing that we can think of that she is alleging happened. That complaint was substantiated and appropriate action was taken. Letters of reprimand and counseling were issued to those members.
General O'Brien denies the other allegations of fraud in the 176th. Still, Dunegan says she did see her superior officer, Commander Sherilyn Lang, forge documents.
Colonel Lang came in my office, signed Major Bobby's signature, and just threw it there.
Lieutenant Colonel Dunegan documented the incident, as well as 2 other witnesses who signed statements saying they too saw Colonel Lang commit forgery. But General O'Brien says those accusations are simply untrue.
No, none of those allegations were substantiated in any fashion.
Colonel Lang was promoted. Meanwhile, Dunegan was asked to retire after her unit passed that critical health service inspection in March 2012.
In the military, I think by the time you're a major, you have drank the Kool-Aid, and if it was up to me, I would have just fell along. But it was the verbal abuse that I experienced. And they're just not nice people.
Dunegan says she's sharing her story in hopes of starting some real change within the ranks.
I didn't go along with their culture of corruption, and someone best described the organization as thugs in uniform.
A uniform she still loves despite the mark of scandal. Dunegan hopes by the time her children are grown, the Alaska National Guard will be a place she'll encourage them to join and serve. Retired Lieutenant Colonel Linda Dunegan says she wants to believe the National Guard is taking that federal report that outlined fraud in the ranks seriously. However, she says her meeting with the man in charge of that effort